Hey guys, it's Lazarus here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the top 7 dither fish that will help with your shy or aggressive fish in your community aquarium. So let's dive straight into the video. So before we get into the list, some of you might be wondering what dither fish are. But basically, fish like the bristlenose plecos, cory catfish, and other fish that don't travel in schools, usually they'll tell if there's predators about if there's no schooling fish out and about. If there are schooling fish out and about, they'll know there's no predators around at the moment and they'll roam around, look for food. So basically in an aquarium, if there's no schooling fish in the tank or groups of fish, then they're going to think there's predators in the tank. So when you add schooling fish to your aquarium, then they're going to feel safe and they'll come out a lot more often. If you have a tank over 30 gallons, I recommend you get a group of 8 or more of any of these fish coming up to get really good results. With that being said, let's get into the list. Okay, so first up we have the Rasboras. They are known to be one of the best schooling fish, and they should only ever be kept in groups of 6 or more. So there's quite a few different species of Rasboras. Here you're looking at the Harlequin Rasboras. These are great beginner fish, especially these ones right here. And you'll be able to find certain types of Rasboras almost anywhere. You'll find at least one Rasbora at your local fish store. Every fish keeper loves them, and they just create a great centerpiece in the tank. There's some bright colored ones out there. They're super easy to take care of. They can go from 6 to 7.5 in the pH area, and they can go from temperatures from 22 to 26 degrees Celsius. So they are a great tropical community fish, and due to their really good schooling, they will reduce the shyness in your fish. Now this next fish is probably one of the most popular fish in the aquarium hobby and perfect for beginners. Here we have Guppies. Now since these guys have lots of courage, they're always active in the tank, they're going to encourage your dither fish to come out more often, as also with Guppies, they are also eaten a lot in the wild by bigger fish, and when the Guppies are around, usually there are no predators about once again, just like with schooling fish. To really make a difference in your shy fish, then get a nice group of 4 or more of Guppies, and you could even start your own colony if you wanted. These guys are just beautiful fish. The males usually show better coloration than females, but it all depends on the type of Guppies you get. You'll basically find these guys anywhere. At your local fish store, they should be easy to find because they are one of the easiest fish to breed. You need a male and female, and they'll give birth to live young. So these guys don't lay eggs. That's the unique thing about them. A nice planted aquarium with these Guppies, your shy fish should come out more often. So third on the list, we're talking about the Tetras. So probably one of the best dither fish out there because they're one of the best schoolers out of all of the freshwater aquarium fish. Especially these rummy nose that you're looking at here. They are known to start schooling around the aquarium and feeling really confident after only a few hours of adding them to your new aquarium. So with Tetras in your tank, a nice big school, you're going to have a lot more activity with your shy fish after a couple days or so. So Tetras are usually quite easy to keep, especially the smaller ones like neon, cardinal, rummy nose, and penguin Tetras, all those sort of things. They can survive wide parameters of water. You got to do your research specifically on the ones you're looking for though. But they are just stunning fish, and they create lots of coloration and activity in your tank. So certainly consider the Tetras, as I highly recommend these as a dither fish. Next up, we're taking a look at a family called the Danios, or Danios, however you want to pronounce it, but there's quite a few species of these out there too, and some really cool variants too. So we have all sorts of patterning and colorations on the Danios. Here you're looking at the zebra Danios. You can also get long fin variants of some Danios too, and some Danios actually don't need a heater in a tank inside. So there's a fun fact for you there. Make sure once again you do research separately on the Danios, but most of them are pretty easy to keep, and they don't get any smaller than about 3 centimeters. It depends on what type you get. If you have bigger fish that are more than 4 or 5 inches, then I recommend the giant Danios. But these guys will mainly stick to the surface of the tank, and they do get quite fin nippy towards elegant fish. So make sure you have a big group of 5 or more to reduce the aggression in the zebra Danios, then they'll be interested in only each other instead of the other fish, and they won't hurt any fish at all. But he only had 2, so that was the problem. So these guys can survive wide parameters of water, but a pH from 7 to 7.5 usually. And once again, some don't need a heater, but they do prefer live plants, of course, like any fish. So they don't eat live plants, and they're not fussy with their foods. They'll eat anything that pops on the surface, and they'll also eat fry eagerly. So just bear that in mind. Now, when you have Danios, they're probably breeding all the time, but the thing is that they eat their eggs almost straight away. Good luck with getting successful eggs unless you have a proper breeding setup. These guys are great fun. They're just one of my favorite fish I've ever kept as far as activity goes and personality. As you can see, these guys are going nuts, and it's so fun to watch. In big groups, they're definitely going to help shy fish come out more often, and they also create so much activity. Okay, so 5th on the list, we have the rainbowfish. So this is another family of fish species, and there's quite a few varieties out there. Now, most rainbow fish come from Australia and Papua New Guinea, so they might not be distributed worldwide. If you live in Australia, you'll probably find these guys every once in a while. So here we're looking at the Praecox rainbowfish, or the dwarf neon, and then there's also the common bozeman eye and heaps of others too. But these guys are a bit pricier than the other fish on the list, so I recommend these guys for intermediate fish keepers. Once you've had fish for a while, you want to commit to it, then you can get these guys. You need a nice big tank though if you're going to get a group to produce a shyness and other fish. I only have 2 Praecox rainbows in a 20-gallon. Since I only have 2, I can have them in a 20-gallon, but if you have a big group and you're wanting to breed them, then you'll need a 4-foot tank or bigger. These guys will use spawning mops for breeding, and they are also another active fish that hang out from the middle to the top of the water column. And these guys are just absolutely beautiful, especially these bozeman eyes that you're looking at right here. It usually takes a few days though after getting them for them to show full coloration, and a lot of bozeman's especially have been bred to look a bit different now. The shape of the fish might not appeal to some people, but to me it looks really sick. So in a planted aquarium, these guys make an awesome centerpiece, and once again another great dither in a nice group of 8 or more. Number 6 on the list is the barbs. So there is a wide variety of different barbs out there. Here you're looking at the cherry barbs, but they are a beautiful fish, and most of the time they can be aggressive. This is something you gotta watch out for. Now, you need to do your research on the barbs that you want to get specifically, because some are more aggressive than others. Some are really peaceful and won't bother other fish, but if they're aggressive and they'll nip at your shy fish, then that's not going to motivate them to come out. In fact, it'll look like they're predators. So make sure you select barbs that are pretty peaceful, like cherry barbs or rosy barbs, whereas your tiger barbs, they're quite fin nippy. So they're not a great option. But these guys are schooling fish, so you will need at least 6 barbs in the tank. It has to be the same type though, you can't just have a mixture of different species. These guys are based on a simple diet. They'll eat tropical fish flakes, boiled veggies, and pellets, anything that can fit in their mouths, they'll eat. The rosy barbs are ones that can go without a heater, so if you have a cold water tank, then you can get the rosy barbs, so they're good for goldfish. But yeah, if you're a beginner and you have a bit of a bigger tank or bigger fish, then barbs are a really great option, and you'll be able to find them anywhere. So give them a go. So last but certainly not least, we have the platy fish. So you'll find these guys anywhere. They are a really popular aquarium fish, and they're bulletproof. These guys will survive wide water parameters. They can live in temperatures from 18 to 26 degrees Celsius. And to tell male and females is easy. Females will have a triangular anal fin, whereas the males will have a curved in anal fin. That also applies to the guppies, by the way, and any other live bearer. But these guys are a live bearer, and they will give birth to live young, so they are super easy to breed. If you have lots of plants in the tank, they'll look really nice. These are the sunset Platys, but there's so many different varieties out there. If you breed these guys for profit, it's pretty good because so many people like these fish. The cool thing about this is that both male and females look both as beautiful. You can get different strains out there, but they're absolutely beautiful fish. They're super peaceful and they'll mind their own business. So I highly recommend the Platys, group of them of 4 or more, to help dither fish, because these guys are super cute, and they also bring out great personality and activity in the tank. Well, there you have, in my opinion, the top 7 dither fish to help with your shy fish. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.